You probably know that UL has been doing business internationally for decades. But did you know that we've had a real explosion of international growth just lately? I'm Keith Mowry, Manager of Business Services and International Projects. In just the last 2 years, we've affiliated with Underwriters Laboratories of Canada, bought Demco, the Danish certifier, established subsidiaries in Korea, India, and the United Kingdom, opened a second representative office in China, purchased a Japanese inspection organization, and signed an agreement with a Brazilian certifier that is a stepping stone to having a physical presence there. And all of this is on top of our global network of other subsidiaries, local engineers, and representative offices in places like Hong Kong, Taiwan, Singapore, Germany, Sweden, the Netherlands, and Mexico. We don't just have offices in foreign countries, we are fast becoming a truly global company. You might be wondering why. The answer is easy. Our customers demand it. To get their business, we need to be where they are and where their markets are. If we're going to make tested once, accepted anywhere a reality, we've got to be everywhere our customers need us. To meet customers' demands, every single one of us needs to change our perspective. We have to see ourselves as more than safety advocates. We are now trade facilitators as well. We're helping our customers gain acceptance in markets all over the world. That's a message we need to send to our clients. And we did that with our 1996 annual report entitled Delivering Your Universe. If you haven't seen it, get yourself a copy and read it. We have other customers as well, people who rely on us and support the work we do, like insurance companies, government agencies, and other acceptance authorities. We bring them together each year at the UL Annual Meeting. This year, the theme of the meeting was Keeping Commitments in a Global Marketplace. In a moment, you're going to see some highlights from the meeting because you need this information too. We're going global to meet our customers' needs. We're not the same UL we used to be. We have to look, think, and act like a global organization. This tape is just a start. You're going to hear more about international activities and what they mean to all of us. Now, here are some excerpts from the 1997 annual meeting.
For more than a century, the work of Underwriters Laboratories has served an important public need. We have served the safety community, and we have served clients who want their products accepted in the marketplace. As we continue this role, we know that the world today is far different and demands new initiatives. UL people today are meeting the needs of an international community on every continent. In an expanding global economy, UL continues its journey to new and broader horizons. Today, Underwriters Laboratories is keeping commitments in a global marketplace.
UL is now in the midst of the most fundamental revolution in its 103-year history. My friends, this organization is shifting beyond its traditional role as the leading provider of U.S. national product safety mark services to becoming the leading provider of worldwide product certification, management system, registration, and information services. We remember where we started and why we're here. Underwriters Laboratories began as a United States-based organization, and that heritage is our foundation. But we are evolving into a major global player. Yes, we have become a member of the world community, but that role doesn't diminish our role here at home. Our corporate office, our charter, Our mandate took root here in the U.S., and we are committed to these important roots. In fact, remembering where we came from has been one of the reasons we've expanded so far from home. We are steadfast in our mission to be a leader in the United States safety community. And we realize that the way the world is moving, if UL wants to continue contributing to domestic safety, the fundamental requirement is that we must be able to offer services internationally. If UL does not provide international services, others will. Someone else will jump in and fill the void. We are steadfast in our mission to lead in the U.S. safety community. If you want to have an impact in this environment, you have to take action. Globally expanding economies are here to stay. Let's continue to do what is necessary to make product certification and trade allies in public safety. That way, in the end, we will all be winners.
This is from UL International Services Limited, Singapore branch, and we would like to wish you a very good morning.
Godmorgen fra dem kunne i Herlev, Danmark.
Good morning from the UL Guangzhou Representative Office in China.
Hello, this is a warm welcome here from the team from UL International UK Limited.
Hallo, wir sind zum UL-Team Offenbach, Deutschland. Tschüss!
Hola, soy Marta Jimeno y les mando un saludo desde UL de México.
你们好，我是钟正。
And good morning from Underwriters Laboratories in Northbrook. I'm Sue Castorino. Welcome to UL's Corporate Report. The people of Underwriters Laboratories today are at work in virtually every important country on the globe. UL's role has always been leading edge. Now the leading edge is to serve consumers and the entire community in new ways. UL today strives to keep its commitment to public safety in a global marketplace, a commitment to you and a commitment to many constituencies, both here and across continents. Let's look at this background report. Approaching the next century, our shrinking planet has often been described as a global village. There are new practices and products from distant lands that reach into the smallest of communities. Consumers want products that meet safety requirements. Manufacturers want one test and one standard for products worldwide. Governments want harmonization of standards. Code authorities want information about new, unfamiliar safety or quality marks. UL's first international representative set up shop in London in 1916. In the years since, UL has built a global network of organizations and has in place 55 testing, registration, and data exchange agreements around the world. UL people work in 22 subsidiaries and international liaison offices and serve clients in 85 different countries. Since the late 1980s, UL's international activity has expanded dramatically with new staffs hard at work in laboratories or subsidiaries in Hong Kong and Taiwan, Japan, Singapore, Korea, and Mexico. In the past year, UL added an office in India and the subsidiary in Seoul, Korea. Closer to home, UL was accredited for safety certification by the Standards Council of Canada, and the CUL mark was established. Today, Underwriters Laboratories of Canada is a UL affiliate. With the signing of the North American Free Trade Agreement, UL now also offers access to Mexico in the Mexican NAM and NMX marks through cooperative agreements with other certification organizations. In Europe, UL made the most dramatic news of all, acquiring Demco AS, the first acquisition of a major testing organization by Underwriters Laboratories outside North America. Demco, the nearly 70-year-old Danish national testing organization, tests a wide variety of products, leading to awarding of the D Mark, one of the most respected certification marks in Europe. As Underwriters Laboratories reaches out globally, both UL and you have a role to play together. UL's global initiatives are important to UL and everyone interested in the future of product safety. Now let's talk with the experts. We're pleased to have with us today 3 senior vice presidents, each with responsibility for UL's activities in major regions of the world. Bob Levine is Senior Vice President for Field Operations, responsible for activities in the Pacific Rim. Don Mader, Senior Vice President for Certification Services with responsibility for Europe and single country responsibility for Japan. And Ken Melnick, Senior Vice President for Administrative Services and Corporate Secretary. He has responsibility for the Americas, including Canada and Mexico. Why should I care about what UL is doing outside the country?
Well, what we do actually comes back to affect you as an inspection authority. For example, one of our major efforts overseas is the involvement with international standardization. What we do there ultimately will affect us here in the United States. The trick is to get involved. Inspection authorities should be involved with UL and keep in touch with what we're doing and should try to understand what's going on in the global community as well.
And what does it mean for the U.S. safety system?
The stronger UL is, the more resources that we have available to work within the various systems around the world, and particularly in the U.S., which is our home base. There's a lot that needs to be done in the United States, a lot of organizations that we need to work with that have influence on the safety system. And by going global, it provides us with the resources, with the knowledge, with the technical base to help influence that.
Is UL going to play as big a role as it always has here in the United States, given that?
Oh, absolutely. How after some 104 years, I guess it is now, how could we possibly give up the U.S. safety system? It's the core of our work. It's what we stand for. All that we are doing by operating globally now is to enhance the U.S. safety system, to protect it in a way, protect the U.S. consumers, but also to assist other countries in developing their safety systems.
If you could sum up UL's commitment in the global marketplace in just a few words, we'll go around the room, what would it be? Ken.
Well, I think UL's commitment is continued safety to the world community, the best mark in the world, and a local presence wherever we're wanted and wherever we're needed.
Don?
It's pretty hard to build on that answer, but our commitment is to provide the best possible conformity assessment services of any other organization in the world. And if we have that vision and we have the commitment to that vision, that's going to reshape UL into a real global company, and it's going to provide all the services that anybody needs.
Bob?
Well, I've mentioned other certification organizations. There are some who do the job at the same level as we feel we do, others that we feel do not do quite the same job. Integrity is the #1 issue as far as we're concerned with the UL mark. We will never do anything that allows our mark to be degraded in any way. Where our MOU partners or subsidiaries can enter into the conformity assessment systems of other countries, then we're going to bring the integrity along with that. That is critical, and UL stood for that for 104 years, and we're going to continue to.
Gentlemen, thank you all so much for being with us on Corporate Report.